Hello and welcome to the Leveling Up podcast with me, George Swift from Bigger, Brighter, Bolder. I'm also the founder of BBB Success Groups for ambitious entrepreneurs and extreme growth masterminds. The Leveling Up podcast is here to give you the personal development, the entrepreneurial development, and the business growth that you desire. We're here to give you the inspiration, the motivation, and to challenge your aspirations to take you and your business to the next level. Don't forget to tune in every Monday and Wednesday for mindset, attitude, personal performance and business growth content. And of course on Friday, we do our Friday 5-minute fix. Subscribe to this podcast and never miss an episode. Okay, so it is Friday and today we are looking at our Friday 5-minute fix. The whole point of this is a short podcast, some short content to inspire you and motivate you into the weekend, to give you something to think about during the weekend so you come back next week absolutely firing on all cylinders, ready to take you and your business to the next level. Today, I want to share with you a case study, a true life case study of living the dream, of a guy that is absolutely living his dream. As business owners, we have an unprecedented opportunity to create the life that we want to create, like none other. Whereas people are aspiring to be movie stars and pop stars and everything else, they don't even come close to the opportunities that we have in this world as entrepreneurs and business owners. We get to do what we want, when we want, the way we want. We get to do it with who we want, who we work alongside with. We get to choose our clients. We get to choose our working environment, our working conditions, our working times. We absolutely have an unprecedented opportunity of creating freedom. And it's what I call entrepreneurial freedom, okay? It gives us the life we want, the material life, the financial success, but also the emotional rewards that we have as well. We get to impact the world around us. There is no career like it. There is no job like it. I am passionate about inspiring people into entrepreneurship as a career path. I speak to kids and quite often we've been involved with sort of young enterprises where I really want to help inspire younger people really consider business ownership, entrepreneurship as a genuine career path. And today, you are a business owner, listen to this podcast. I want to inspire you with just what is possible out there. Now, you might be starting up your business and you're full of ambition and you're full of dreams and you've got this amazing vision that you have for yourself and your life and your business. Maybe you've been around a little bit longer. Maybe you're a little bit jaded. Maybe the work ethic that you need to show up in your business consistently. Maybe you're getting tired. Maybe the big rewards, have just been elusive for you and now it feels like they're so far away and you're starting to settle in your business. Maybe you're somewhere in between those things. Maybe you're really ambitious and you know what? This is just going to be a little bit of food, a little bit of fuel to keep you highly motivated and inspired on your journey. Today's podcast also really wraps up nicely this week's podcast. If you didn't check out Mondays and Wednesdays, go and check those out because today's really a working case study of what's possible when you put in place what I was talking about on Monday and Wednesday, which is really looking at your environment that you work in, the client base you work with, the business environments you work in, but also the day-to-day activity, loving the day-to-day activity that is the process of creating the achievement rather than just enjoying the achievement. You create the whole journey of creating that achievement. Those two podcasts are really magnified by this living, working case study that I'm going to share with you right now. If you want to go back and listen to those podcasts, please do. I will put the links in this podcast so you can go and check those out. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about this guy. I will keep his name anonymous for the time being, okay? However, this guy started off his career really specifically loving Porsche. So this guy loves Porsche. He absolutely loved Porsche. He loved everything around Porsche. He loved being them, driving them. He loved them. He loved Porsche. This ties in with everything I've been talking about this week and the other two podcasts, okay? He loved being around them. He loved being in them. He loved driving them and everything else. Now, he started off his career basically buying and selling old, dilapidated, used Porsches, 911 specifically. So he'd find a 911. He would drive it around for a little bit, he would do it up a little bit and sell it for a bit of profit. So he loved Porsches, loved owning them and driving them, couldn't afford his own Porsche at this point, by the way, And what he did was create a very small little business that enabled him to be around Porsche, drive Porsche, to just exist in his love of all things Porsche, okay? His business started to grow. So he started making a bit of money, and he started buying nicer Porsches, and he started doing them up and making a profit, and he started buying nicer Porsches. Eventually, he started to sell new Porsche, okay? He ended up becoming the biggest, I believe, certainly one of the biggest, I believe the biggest independent dealerships in the country. And he, in his early career, approached Porsche about being a kind of licensed dealer, and he was refused. He got so big that Porsche came to him and asked him to be a licensed dealer, by which time he said, no, thank you. So he ended up becoming, as I keep saying, I think the biggest independent dealer, if not certainly one of the biggest independent dealers in the UK. And then he continued to take his passion for Porsche further, and he started to race Porsche, and he created a race team out of the business that he was doing selling Porsche. He became the driver of that race team. So this guy today, okay, this guy owns and runs his own Porsche race team that he owns and runs and is the driver for. And he owns this biggest, if not one of the biggest, Porsche dealerships in the UK. He got to the end result because he applied the previous 2 lessons this week in this podcast. He loved the environment, okay? He'd already won right from the get-go when he was buying and selling his first ever Porsches. He's already winning, makes sense? Because his dream was to be around Porsche. That love and passion for being around them meant that he stayed highly motivated for long enough that he could continue to grow that business. But his passion for them and his passion for the day-to-day activity of being around Porsches, buying Porsches, doing up Porsches, selling Porsches, everything Porsche, meant that he ends up living quite possibly one of the most successful lives. He's not the richest guy I know, not the richest guy I've met, but one of the most successful people I think you're ever going to come across, because from the minute he started buying and selling Porsches, he was already winning. All the way through to now driving Porsche in races for his own team, because he created it, right? And that's what I want to get across today. What's your version of that? Because people do create it, people do live their dream. So if you were living your dream, what would it be? And tying in the lessons from the previous 2 podcasts, creating an environment that you love, a market that you love, having a client base that you love, and then loving the day-to-day activity of what you're doing. So it ends up taking you to this unbelievable outcome, this freedom that you have as an entrepreneur that doesn't exist across any other career choice or career path. What would living your dream look like in the future? Are you aligned with that now? Like, he was already aligned with that when he first sold his first ever 911. Do you love what you're doing? Do you love your client base? Do you love it? Do you love the process of creating the success that you want in your business? If so, focus it on this unbelievable goal. Have a dream like this guy. Work your ass off, but it's not hard work. Okay, I always say hard work is only hard work when it's hard work. Working your ass off in something you love does not feel like hard work. In fact, sometimes people feel like they're cheating when they have great success doing something that they love so much, even though they might be doing 10, 12, 15 hours, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, whatever it might be, like this guy was. So that's my inspirational case study for you today. Yes, it's a case study, but I also want it to serve as an absolute illustration of what is possible out there in entrepreneurism. Will many people achieve that? No, of course not. If it was easy, we'd all be living like that now. We'd all be living our perfect dream lifestyles, okay? But we can learn from these people to give ourselves the best chance we have of also joining these people of living our dreams. First of all, have a dream. Make sure you love the process of achieving that dream and creating that dream. If you have, then the message of the last podcast stands true, which is you have already won. Have an awesome weekend. I'll see you next week for another lineup of amazing content to help you, the small business owner, level yourself up so you can level your business up. Until then, as always, be successful.